This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Resee Silicon will continue to operate as the company looks to gain further clarity on trade negotiations between the U.S. and China.
The NFL's Los Angeles Rams franchise aren't the only sheep whose flock has suffered a significant loss over the last month.
It certainly didn't take long for the Big Bend Vikings to make their mark on the wrestling scene.
March 19th is Free Day at all state parks to celebrate the 105th birthday of Washington State Parks.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Resee Silicon will continue to operate as the company looks to gain further clarity on trade negotiations between the U.S. and China. Resee Silicon officials had previously stated the board was considering a 2-month curtailment of production at the Moses Lake facility. The proposal was to temporarily shut down the plant March 1st, with no intent to further reduce its workforce during the shutdown. The company announced Monday night the facility will continue to operate at about 25% capacity until further notice. The decision comes as the REC board seeks clarity on whether trade negotiations between the U.S. and China are likely to result in REC regaining access to the China market for solar-grade polysilicon. REC officials continue to urge the U.S. government to end the long-standing trade embargo on polysilicon exports as soon as possible. REC Silicon in Moses Lake has operated at 25% capacity since July 2018 as a result of the ongoing trade dispute with China, which imposed tariffs on polysilicon imports from the U.S. in 2014, cutting REC and other producers from the world's largest market. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
The NFL's Los Angeles Rams franchise aren't the only sheep whose flock has suffered a significant loss over the last month. In late February, officials with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife trapped 40 bighorns on the Chelan Butte and translocated 20 of the animals to a new home in the Stansbury Mountains of Utah. 8 others were outfitted with a radio tracking collar and released back into their native environs of the Evergreen State, while the remaining dozen were immediately freed with no interventions. The operation was conducted with the assistance of staff from the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources, along with volunteers with the Wenatchee Sportsmen's Association and Washington Wild Sheep Foundation. The capture effort was conducted in order to substantiate the health of regional herd members, and the animals who were equipped with radio transmitters will assist wildlife biologists in learning more about the sheep's habitats and behaviors, including seasonal migration movements. Each of the 28 bighorns retained by Fish and Wildlife officials was given a thorough physical examination and tested for a variety of pathogens, including the Mycoplasma ovinpneumoniae bacteria, which is a form of pneumonia that can be deadly to the cloven-hoofed species, whose scientific name is Ovis canadensis. The interstate relocation endeavor will benefit both states involved by helping Utah achieve their bighorn repopulation goals more swiftly and aiding Washington in maintaining its desired size for the Chelan Butte herd. Both agencies stress that no animals were harmed during the execution of the project. Reporting for iFIBER 1 News, I'm Chris Hansen.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
It certainly didn't take long for the Big Bend Vikings to make their mark on the wrestling scene. In the Big Bend Wrestling program's first year back, not only did they finish second in the NCAA Northwest Conference, but they managed to send 11 wrestlers to the national competition in Texas. In order to qualify for the national tournament, competitors had to place in the top 5 in the conference championship this past weekend in Aberdeen. Of the 13 athletes Big Bend sent to Aberdeen, 11 managed to place high enough to qualify. Of the 11 qualifiers, 4 finished as conference champions: Eduardo Rodriguez, Bo Wybie, Cade Cox, and Roman Porter. Nationals are next weekend, beginning March 14th and running through the 16th. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
March 19th is Free Day at all state parks to celebrate the 105th birthday of Washington State Parks. On Free Day, visitors do not need a Discover Pass for day-use visits to State Park. The free days are in keeping with legislation that created the Discover Pass. The pass costs $30 for an annual pass or $10 for a one-day permit and is required for vehicle access to state recreation lands managed by Washington State Parks, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the Department of Natural Resources. The Discover Pass legislation provides that state parks could designate up to 12 free days when the pass would not be required to visit the state parks. For more information, go online to discoverpass.wa.gov. There are 9 more free days in 2019 following the March 19th date, including 2 next month on April 20th and April 22nd. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.